I'm here right now, feeling a mix of rage and disappointment toward myself for the error of infidelity. I adore my wife deeply. This was the moment when Kobe confessed to his betrayal. But what if there's more to it? A recently released recording of Vanessa reveals something even more unsettling. It seems there was a $2.5 million settlement that might have silenced the crucial witness. Let's dive right in. There's an undisclosed reality about their union. Many believe that Vanessa and Kobe Bryant embodied an idyllic romance, akin to a fairy tale. However, Vanessa's recent disclosure suggests that their reality was far from flawless. Let's take a step back to where it all started. In 1999, a 17-year-old Vanessa Urbieta Cornejo crossed paths with 21-year-old Kobe Bryant while filming a music video. However, the public remained unaware that this relationship started on shaky ground. They tied the knot on April 18, 2001, a day that was meant to be joyous. Yet, there was an ominous undercurrent evident even on their wedding day. An incident that hinted at the familial turmoil that would haunt their marriage for years. Kobe's parents, Joe Jellybean Bryant and Pamela Bryant, were absent from the wedding. They weren't ill. They weren't traveling. They consciously decided to miss their son's significant moment. Why? The response uncovers the initial fissure that would grow into a profoundly divided family relationship. The main cause of their discontent stemmed from racial backgrounds. Vanessa hails from a Mexican heritage, whereas Kobe and his kin are African American. It wasn't merely about varying cultures. This tale centers on acceptance, bias, and a family fractured by something as fundamental as love. In a 2003 chat with the Orlando Sentinel, Kobe acknowledged his father's disapproval. Although Joe eventually sought to minimize the strife, the harm had already occurred. From the very start, Vanessa sensed she wasn't embraced by the Bryants. She felt like an outsider, striving not only for her husband's affection, but also for mere acceptance from his family. Yet, the familial tension was merely the onset of their challenges. What followed would challenge their relationship in ways few couples ever face, unfolding on an immense public platform. In 2003, just 2 years after their vows, disaster struck. On June 30th, 2003, Kobe Bryant found himself accused of sexually assaulting a 19-year-old employee at the Lodge and Spa, Cordillera, in Edwards, Colorado. This allegation triggered criminal proceedings and a relentless media frenzy that engulfed their lives for more than a year. On July 18, 2003, Bryant was arrested and faced a charge of felony sexual assault, potentially leading to sentences that range from probation to life imprisonment if found guilty. However, the plot thickens further. Kobe first refuted any sexual relations with the accuser, yet later acknowledged a consensual meeting, labeling it as infidelity. Just ponder that for an instant. Vanessa, who was only 21 at the time, found herself in court, witnessing her husband confess to infidelity. She was confronted with news articles detailing the accusations against him. She faced relentless photographers stationed outside their residence, journalists yelling inquiries regarding her marriage, and widespread speculation concerning her husband's alleged crimes. Their private turmoil was laid bare in one of the most heart-wrenching press conferences ever seen in sports. As Kobe approached the microphone to respond to the allegations, he offered a candid, unreserved look at a marriage in turmoil. Here I stand before you all, filled with anger at myself, acknowledging my wrongdoing and infidelity. My love for my wife remained strong and unwavering. The anguish in Kobe's tone was clear. This was a man known for his fierce confidence, now stripped bare, openly sharing his shortcomings with an audience of millions. Now picture Vanessa, mere feet away, witnessing her husband reveal his infidelity to the world. She's the pillar of strength. You're a true gift. You are a fragment of my soul. Perhaps I exist because of you. I realize you're an outcast, and I truly empathize. It's painful to confront the truth and to bring a family into this reality. I am a person. This wasn't merely a statement. It was a heartfelt call for mercy, an urgent effort to salvage a union that was fracturing under betrayal and public judgment. Vanessa remained stoic as her spouse bared his soul to the audience, confessing to infidelity while asserting his innocence regarding the assault allegations. I'm just a man, no different from anyone else. I'm a sorrowful soul. I shed tears just like anyone else. I stand before you all, feeling humiliated and regretful for my infidelity. It's hard to comprehend. You navigate the family dynamics. The intensity of feeling was unmistakable. This wasn't a strategic publicity stunt. This was a man facing the fallout of his actions on his family. Yet, as Kobe grappled with his public disgrace, Vanessa was navigating a far deeper turmoil. Her struggle extended beyond his betrayal. She began to realize that this could be part of a larger pattern. During a press conference, Bryant refuted the rape claim, while admitting to a consensual interaction and expressing regret for how it affected his family. However, the approach of his legal team would unveil even more concerning aspects of their relationship. Kobe Bryant is not guilty of the allegations brought against him today. He is wrongly accused, wrongfully charged with a highly grave offense, an offense that may lead to a lifetime behind bars. Prosecutors don't file charges without compelling evidence, ensuring a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt. Kobe Bryant intends to enter a not guilty plea. He will ask for the case to be heard by a jury in Colorado. His argument is that the events of June 30th in Eagle County represented a consensual sexual relationship between two adults. The tactic was straightforward: acknowledge the affair while refuting the claim of assault. For Vanessa, this meant her husband's betrayal became a matter of public record. There would be no avoidance, no downplaying, no pretending it hadn't occurred. Yet, what the public remained unaware of was the profound transformation this ordeal was bringing about in both Kobe and Vanessa. Years down the line, in an insightful conversation, Kobe would share his thoughts on how the criminal accusations deeply transformed his identity. It's a true test of your character, you see. Enduring such an ordeal impacts not just you as an individual, but also your family. Moreover, for the organization and my female colleagues, it was incredibly tough. You found yourself in a deep introspection, grappling with multiple challenges simultaneously. It reflected on the mental strain the situation had imposed on all parties. As he navigated his personal change, Vanessa embarked on her own journey of growth, becoming increasingly shrewd, calculating, and, in the end, more vigilant in safeguarding her interests. That marked the initial moment in your life when you lost grip on your destiny, correct? How did that feel? Well, you must surrender it. Indeed, you have to let it go. You need to. For Kobe, the journey involved embracing the art of relinquishing control. Conversely, for Vanessa, it was a lesson in asserting more influence over their finances, public perception, and ultimately, their bond. The legal battle would extend beyond a year. The accuser encountered daunting obstacles as her identity was disclosed to the press on 3 separate occasions. On September 1st, 2004, right before the trial commenced, the plaintiff informed the prosecutors of her decision not to testify, expressing her disillusionment with the legal system. Eagle County District Judge Terry Ruckery subsequently dismissed the criminal charges, and Bryant publicly acknowledged the situation, stating he now recognized her perspective on consent. A civil lawsuit was initiated and resolved outside of court by March 3, 2005, with estimates indicating the settlement surpassed $2.5 million. But what thoughts were crossing Vanessa's mind during this tumultuous time? How was she dealing with the feelings of betrayal, the public shame, and the ambiguity surrounding her husband's guilt or innocence? These questions would linger over their marriage for years ahead. Many unions couldn't endure the challenges they faced. Between 2003 and 2004, the public deceit, the court battles, the spotlight from the media, it could shatter even the strongest couples. Yet Vanessa remained. She supported Kobe through press events. She sat through court sessions, enduring the turmoil, while her familial connections began to unravel under the strain. What remained hidden to us at that time was that this was merely the start. The case from 2003 wasn't a singular event. Rather, it was a fragment of a recurring saga that would unfold over the years. Vanessa's awareness of this cycle, her timing, and her responses would later be revealed in ways she never planned. The dilemma that troubled numerous individuals was straightforward. Was Vanessa aware of Kobe's other relationships? Did the 2003 incident come as a surprise to her? Or was it merely the first occasion his unfaithfulness became known? The resolution to this inquiry would ultimately emerge through legal papers, interviews, and recordings that Vanessa never intended for the public to listen to. The mask of deceit falls apart. If you believe the 2003 sexual assault incident marked the conclusion of Kobe and Vanessa's relationship issues, you are mistaken. It actually initiated an extensive cycle of betrayal that would touch every year of their union. The intrigue deepens with the way Vanessa discovered these betrayals and her words when she thought she was beyond earshot. The period after the 2003 incident appeared, at first glance, to be calm and uneventful. Kobe dedicated himself to basketball, clinching titles in 2009 and 2010. Meanwhile, Vanessa devoted her time to their daughters, embodying the role of supportive NBA spouse. Yet, hidden from view, their marriage was slowly deteriorating. Sources indicate that Vanessa Bryant knew about Kobe Bryant's betrayals, especially as they approached their divorce in 2011. But what revealed the truth to her? The revelation uncovers a bond among NBA wives who have been discreetly supporting one another in ways that remained unseen by the public eye. An Essence article dated September 30th, 2022, explains that these basketball spouses communicated insights through their networks. It noted how some players confided in their partners about Kobe's off-court behavior, leading those same women to inform Vanessa about the infidelities. Just pause and reflect on that. It wasn't Kobe or the press who exposed her husband's betrayals. It was other wives who empathized with her situation. Envision yourself in Vanessa's shoes. You're attending NBA gatherings, team celebrations, league events, and other spouses are coming up to you with stories of your husband's indiscretions. They share details about women he's been spotted with, venues he frequents, and actions he's taken. Each discussion feels like another dagger to your heart, another piece of evidence that your marriage is a sham. However, this is where the tale takes a fascinating turn. Vanessa wasn't simply absorbing the news. She was actively analyzing it, strategizing, and getting ready for what she understood was unavoidable. In December 2011, she reached her breaking point. The defining event occurred in December 2011, when Vanessa initiated divorce proceedings. Media sources, especially TMZ, indicated that the divorce was sparked by Kobe's unfaithfulness. TMZ suggested that Vanessa was aware of Kobe's numerous affairs throughout the years, and a recent indiscretion led her to take legal action. However, the most surprising aspect of this divorce was not merely its occurrence. It revolved around the financial consequences. Lacking a prenuptial agreement, Vanessa could claim up to half of Kobe's wealth, projected to be about $75 million, which encompasses substantial real estate holdings. Consider the strategy involved in this timing. Kobe was at the height of his financial success. His contracts were substantial, his endorsement agreements were profitable, and he held a vast real estate portfolio. Vanessa had spent more than 10 years married to him, facing public shame, family issues, and multiple instances of betrayal. When she ultimately chose to initiate divorce proceedings, she was set to obtain what many deemed as just reparation for her experiences. A December 2011 article by Bleacher Report pointed out that Vanessa had recently discovered her husband in the company of another woman, marking yet another instance in a pattern of alleged betrayals, as reported by TMZ. However, the narrative took an unforeseen twist. Despite her decision to pursue divorce, and having ample legal and emotional grounds to do so, Vanessa opted against it. The couple reunited in January 2013, with Vanessa sharing on Instagram that they would be retracting the divorce and were eager for new beginnings together. What would prompt her to make amends? What influenced her decision? And crucially, what was her true perspective on Kobe's history of cheating? Ultimately, these inquiries would be resolved in ways Vanessa hadn't envisioned. The reunion transcended mere affection or pardon. It involved timing, tactics, and arguably, the significance of Kobe's professional journey. In 2013, Kobe endured a devastating Achilles injury, during which Vanessa's backing proved crucial. His professional future was in peril, his financial stability was unclear, and at that moment, the man who had betrayed her repeatedly found himself relying on her as never before. Yet, their marital saga didn't conclude with making amends. What remains largely unknown is the existence of clandestine discussions about Kobe's betrayals, which were captured without Vanessa's consent. These tapes later emerged, laying bare her truths. Genuine emotions regarding their union, sentiments she had kept private. The audio reveals a woman acutely conscious of her spouse's infidelities, far beyond her public demeanor. It uncovers an individual who had methodically prepared over the years, fully cognizant of her circumstances, adeptly determining when to remain and when to depart. A particularly insightful element of these discussions was Vanessa's perspective on the other women. She displayed no surprise at their presence. Rather, she expressed exasperation at their unwavering tenacity. She spoke of women aware of Kobe's marriage, yet chose to pursue him regardless. She delved into the details of his infidelities, explaining how he juggled his encounters with women while safeguarding his reputation as a devoted husband. Most unexpectedly, she also shared her personal approach to navigating this dilemma. She revealed how she meticulously gathered her own proof and strategically prepared for whatever lay ahead. This wasn't a clueless spouse caught off guard by betrayal. She was a savvy woman who clearly grasped the intricacies of the situation. The audio tapes shed light on her thoughts regarding Kobe's family relationships, especially with his parents. She remarked that their dismissal of her had unintentionally bolstered her influence, making Kobe rely on her for emotional steadiness. Recognizing her role as his main source of emotional support granted her an advantage that she may not have otherwise possessed. These recordings unveil a depiction of a marriage that was significantly more intricate than people understood. This tale goes beyond merely portraying a husband and his beleaguered spouse. It centers on two individuals in a carefully calculated partnership, where both recognize the dynamics at play, regardless of their feelings toward them. The startling disclosures and familial strife. Now we reach the most volatile section of our narrative. The tapes that Vanessa was oblivious to, sparking a fierce conflict post-Kobe's passing. What you'll listen to showcases not only the profound deceit woven into their union, but also the deliberate actions that marked the concluding act of their bond. The tapes we've discussed weren't mere idle chats. They were tactical deliberations on managing what had turned into a merger of convenience and strategy. During these exchanges, Vanessa disclosed her awareness of Kobe's recurring infidelities for years, yet consciously opted to remain, motivated by monetary advantages and the well-being of their children. However, the most startling disclosure did not pertain to Kobe's indiscretions. It centered on the meticulous way Vanessa had chronicled everything. Over the years, she had painstakingly assembled a case, gathering proof and readying herself for various outcomes. She was aware of the women involved. She understood the financial deals Kobe orchestrated to hush the affairs, and she was informed about the team of individuals aiding him in upholding a public facade, all while he led a starkly different private existence. A notably insightful segment in these tapes was when Vanessa outlined her approach during the divorce proceedings in 2011. She acknowledged that the lawsuit was more than mere retribution. It was a matter of bargaining. She intended for Kobe to realize she had the upper hand, capable of tarnishing his reputation at will, making it clear that their marriage would persist only on her conditions, or not at all. Consequently, he sided with his wife, effectively cutting off communication with his parents. They did obtain some memorabilia, but from what I've gathered, he didn't provide the same financial support to his parents that he granted to Vanessa's family. Vanessa's mother. A statement from Sebastian Telfer's conversation sheds light on important aspects of familial relationships that many overlooked. Although Kobe had effectively severed financial ties with his own parents, he was significantly aiding Vanessa's family. This situation wasn't merely about affection or choice. It involved issues of authority and allegiance. Following his death and ensuing chaos, everything changed, but ultimately his parents find themselves in a precarious financial situation. If they possess certain keepsakes, there's no longer the presence of children. The financial dynamics within their union were more intricate than most understood. Despite Kobe being among the top earners in sports globally, his wealth allocation was meticulously managed. Vanessa's relatives enjoyed significant monetary assistance, whereas Kobe's parents were largely excluded. This established a power imbalance that influenced more than just their personal connection, but the true upheaval unfolded following Kobe's passing in January 2020. Following Kobe's passing, the intricate financial and emotional dynamics of their marriage began to visibly disintegrate. Within a year of the tragic loss of Kobe and Gianna Bryant, Vanessa's mother, Sophia Lane, initiated a lawsuit against her, asserting that Vanessa owed her $5 million for her role as a nanny and assistant. Sophia contended that Kobe had assured her of lifelong financial support, lamenting, "Sadly, Kobe Bryant's assurances never came to fruition due to his untimely death," while Vanessa has taken measures to nullify all of Kobe's commitments. Vanessa refuted these allegations, labeling the lawsuit as an act of extortion, maintaining that her mother was only sporadically involved in childcare, and denying that Kobe had made any financial pledges to Sophia. Nevertheless, this legal action exposed underlying issues regarding the financial arrangements established by Kobe. It implied that he had been assuring several relatives of ongoing financial aid, assurances that seemed aimed more at keeping harmony than its solid legal obligations. The family conflict was not limited to Vanessa's relatives. The dynamic between Vanessa and Kobe's parents, already tense for many years, hit a critical low following his passing. I believe he succumbed to a broken heart. The specifics are unclear to me. I'm merely reflecting on this. Yet, for an NBA icon to pass away at 69, I haven't heard anyone mention that he suffered from any major health issues. It seems to me he could have succumbed to a shattered spirit. Perhaps he faced financial struggles. Dr. Umar Johnson's remarks regarding Joe Bryant's passing highlighted the financial hardships faced by the family. Joe Bryant passed away at the age of 69, raising significant concerns about the sufficiency of his financial resources during his later years. So, Vanessa, I ask you this. Will you cover the expenses for his funeral? I'm not implying anything negative, as I'm confident that Shaquille O'Neal, along with many of Kobe's close friends and fellow stars, will ensure that he receives a proper send-off. I truly hold that conviction. However, Vanessa, I feel you have a responsibility to ensure that Kobe's father is appropriately punished. Will you take that step? Yet, let's delve deeper, Art. What about Kobe's mother? Kobe's mother continues to walk among us. She's still present. Vanessa Bryant, will you look after Kobe's mother? Such inquiries underscore the intricacies of Vanessa's role following Kobe's passing. She gained a substantial legacy. Yet this newfound wealth presents dilemmas regarding her responsibilities to Kobe's relatives, who had largely been distanced during his life. Vanessa faced backlash that extended beyond financial matters. It centered around themes of respect, legacy, and allegiance to family. In December 2023, Dr. Umar Johnson took issue with her for not channeling Kobe Bryant's fortune to support the Black community, highlighting her decision to partner with 3 mainly white colleges for a sports program. This commentary ignited considerable dissent online, with many users standing up for Vanessa's autonomy in managing her assets. However, the backlash highlighted persistent friction concerning Vanessa's influence in maintaining and steering Kobe's legacy. From this situation, a more intricate portrayal of their marriage and family dynamics unfolds, one that exceeded public comprehension. The recordings indicated that Vanessa was not merely a casualty of Kobe's betrayals. She played a significant role in shaping the public narrative of their relationship while grappling with its inner truths. The financial aspects, the familial relationships, and the calculated choices regarding when to remain and when to leave all came into play. This narrative illustrates a couple who perceive their marriage as far beyond mere romance. It functioned as a business alliance, an initiative for public persona management, and an intricate family dynamic encompassing several generations and vast wealth. During the memorial for Kobe and Gianna, Vanessa conveyed the persona of a sorrowful wife and mother. However, The footage showed that her sadness was layered with years of calculated strategies, financial arrangements, and familial conflicts that were largely hidden from the public eye. My journey with Kobe began when I was just 17 and a half. I was his initial girlfriend, his first passion, his spouse, his closest companion, his trusted ally, and his shield. He was an extraordinary partner. This open proclamation of affection sharply contradicts what the tapes disclose regarding their intimate connection. The contrast between public persona and private truth was something both Kobe and Vanessa expertly navigated throughout their almost 20 years together. The tale of Kobe and Vanessa Bryant encompasses more than just betrayal, family turmoil, or monetary agreements. It's a reflection on the overwhelming strain of existing under public scrutiny. The intricate decisions individuals navigate to safeguard their families and reputations, and how love, fidelity, and tactics can intertwine in ways that evoke both admiration and sorrow. The recordings that Vanessa was unaware of disclose a woman who was much more perceptive, strategic, and calculating than her public persona revealed. They portray a figure who made tough decisions amid daunting circumstances, prioritizing her children's well-being and her family's financial stability over her own emotional health. How you perceive Vanessa, as a victim, a tactician, or something more nuanced, hinges on your views regarding marriage, devotion, and the sacrifices people make for safety and stability. It's clear that her journey is much more intricate than just the straightforward tale of a basketball spouse supporting her unfaithful partner. The audio clips prompt critical reflections on themes such as privacy, consent, and the authority to shape one's own story. Vanessa never aspired for these dialogues to be exposed, and their revelation underscores the fragility associated with being married to someone as prominent and scrutinized as Kobe. As we wrap up this narrative, we must keep in mind that beyond the tactics, deliberation, and familial upheaval, there were genuine individuals facing profound sorrow. Vanessa endured the loss of both her husband and daughter in a heartbreaking incident. Kobe's parents experienced the heart-wrenching loss of their son. His daughters are now without their father and sister. The intricacies of these relationships do not lessen the weight of their sorrow. The impact of Kobe and Vanessa Bryant will be scrutinized and discussed for many years ahead. Yet, the tapes that Vanessa was unaware of serve as a poignant reminder that even within the most visible partnerships, there are intimate realities that can alter our perceptions profoundly. This marks the conclusion of our video. If you're interested in more captivating content, be sure to tap on the cards displayed on your screen.